Hi, Leslie. It's so nice to meet with you again. I got your email this week saying that Abigail has asked you to go to the bathroom a few times and then actually gone pee on the potty. So that's amazing. I think you wrote that she had grabbed you by the hand, said potty, and then brought you there and then went pee. And you also had said that the teacher had said that she'd done this at school, which is amazing because they've been really hoping for that since she is 5 and developmentally delayed and in a typical classroom with an EA and doing really well. But she has been out on some outings due to her incontinence and having her accidents, and so it'll be great once she gets toilet trained to be able to go with her classmates on all those outings. So we're going to use overcorrection in order to teach Abigail to go to the washroom on the toilet. And overcorrection is basically where an individual has to make a very effortful response when they exhibit the problem behavior. So in this case, when Abigail has an accident, the response she'll have to engage in will be way more effortful than just going to the bathroom. And so eventually she'll learn that just going to the bathroom on the toilet is way easier than having any kind of accident. So there's 2 kinds of overcorrection. There's restitutional overcorrection and positive practice overcorrection. So restitutional overcorrection is when Abigail has an accident. She'll need to clean up the mess that she made and then also make the environment even better than it was before. And then there's also positive practice overcorrection, which is when Abigail has an accident, she'll have to engage in the correct behavior numerous times. So this has been done before in 1971 by Arzin et al., and it was very successful in reducing accidents, although it was very, very effortful on behalf of the individual who they were adults. So they were adults who were very severely delayed, but it was a very big effort for them. There was sensors to see if they were wet. It was very effortful for the researchers involved. But this was done again by Barman et al. And with children like Abigail, who were developmentally delayed, but who had asked to go to the bathroom a few times. And so were capable of going to the bathroom, so that didn't need to be trained per se, but just to help them have less accidents. So what you're going to do, first of all, we're just going to see how many accidents Abigail has. So we're going to do it for a week. So this is what you're going to do for me for next week. So for next week, all you're going to do is keep doing what you're doing, but just record it. So every time that she's wet, write that she was wet on the data sheet, and every time that she's dry, write that she's dry, and then just do whatever you're doing now when she's wet and dry. So I think you've been saying when she's wet, you just bring her to the toilet and say we go pee on the toilet. And then if she's dry, you've just been saying, great job staying dry. And that's awesome. So that's what you'll do for me for next week. But then after that, just so you know the purpose of all of this, we're going to start using overcorrection. And so we're just going to do the same thing every hour. Check her pants, see if she's wet or dry. If she's dry, you're going to say, good job, Abigail, your pants are dry. Feel your dry pants. I'm so proud of you for having dry pants. If she's wet, that's when we're going to start implementing overcorrection. So we're going to do restitution overcorrection first. So that's fixing the mess that she made and then making it better. So she's going to get a towel and then clean up all of her mess and then go to her bedroom, put on clean pants, and then dispose of her wet pants in the laundry or bag, wherever you want her to put them. And then right after that, we're going to go into positive practice overcorrection. So she's going to walk to the toilet, pull down her pants, sit down for 3 to 5 seconds, pull her pants back up, and then go back to where she made the mess. So if she had an accident in her bedroom, she'll go back to her bedroom, and then she'll go back to the bathroom, pull down her pants, sit on the toilet for 3 to 5 seconds, and pull them back up. And this whole thing takes about 20 minutes, and it really worked to reduce the accidents. There were hardly any accidents at all. It went down to 0. And it worked even at school. And at school, they did not implement the overcorrection. They did do the dry checks and continued to give positive praise. But when the children were wet, they didn't have, so the school doesn't have to worry. I know they were a little bit worried about the extra effort. They don't have to worry about that. I mean, if they can implement it, great. If they can't, just give her positive praise for being dry. And if you keep this up at home, it should still work, and she should still be toilet trained. There are some things we'll look out for. I don't think there'll be an issue. But if Abigail is doing this for attention, or if it starts to become for attention, we may need to reconsider, just because it does give the behavior a lot of attention. That's what overcorrection does. And also if cleaning up her mess starts to become reinforcing, if she starts enjoying that a lot, I don't think she will. but we'll have to reconsider also, just because if that's fun for her, then she might like to do it and then have accents more often, be able to do that with you. But I don't think that will be the case. Overcorrection is generally used in some situations where that's not the case. So if it's automatically reinforcing, it's been used before for self-stimulatory activity or behaviors. So say clapping really fast in front of your face like this, if it's for no other reason than just for self-stimulatory, then overcorrection has been shown to work in those situations where an individual have to do lots of different hand movements when that happens, and they'll be praised for keeping their hands doing what they're supposed to be doing. So like I said, I don't think that'll be a problem with Abigail. I think that overcorrection might be very successful for her, and I'm very excited to hear how it goes. So for next week, just write down whether she's wet or dry. Keep doing exactly what you're doing. You're doing an amazing job. And send me an email if you have any questions. I look forward to meeting with you next week.